What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. So guys, as many of you know, if you've been subscribed to this channel for any length of time, on Tuesdays I like making lists. So like 5 watches at a certain price range, or 5 reasons I dislike this watch. Well, today I was kind of torn. I didn't know if this would be a list or a rant, so I guess it's gonna be both. It's 2:13 p.m. Let's get down to business. Now guys, I'm wearing my beautiful Rolex Date 1500. Now, we're not gonna be talking about this watch today because this is a Rolex and I don't think Rolex is underrated, but we are going to be talking about underrated watches, or watch companies, okay? Because as many of you know, there are so many watch manufacturers out there and not all of them get the attention they deserve. So today I've made a list of 5 really underrated watch manufacturers, and you'll see there's a bit of a trend here, and we're gonna talk about that in a moment. So the first company that I think is ridiculously underrated is Frederique Constant. Now I've said this before, I love Frederique Constant. I think they offer honestly really impressive watches at a very attainable price. And one of my favorite parts about Frederique Constant is they're not scared of giving you some really interesting complications. Like take a look at my moon timer. You're getting that moon phase complication, you're getting a date function, you're getting a 100-meter water resistance rating with a threaded crown. So it's anything from that all the way to your open hearts, even tourbillons, and they have a legitimate perpetual calendar that you can get for around $5,000. That's ridiculous. So honestly, I just think Frederique Constant is a very, very ambitious company that's not scared to try these things. They have a very high attention to detail, and I just wish they got the attention they deserve. The next watch manufacturer that I think is terribly underrated is Oris. So Oris is a company that I feel like, because they're not super expensive, people don't really take them seriously, and it's a huge bummer because Oris is amazing. I mean, their Pro Pilot series are honestly some of the toughest watches you can get. They look really tactical and rugged, but they're still really, really functional. I mean, I absolutely love my Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. I wear it all the time, and I don't have to baby it. And one of the coolest things about Oris is, sure, they have these really rugged Big Crown Pro Pilot watches, but then on the other side of the spectrum, you're getting very sophisticated Artelier watches. Like their Artelier Regulateur, their regulator watch, is ridiculously beautiful, incredibly sophisticated. I love that watch, and you can find it for under $1,000. Brand new. All right, so we've discussed 2 watch manufacturers that I think are terribly underrated, Frederique Constant and Oris. I have watches from both of those companies. I love them, but here's where the conspiracy comes into play. There's 3 more underrated watch companies that I'm gonna talk about, and they have one very big thing in common. Mito, CERTINA, and Hamilton. Now, what do you think about when you think about those companies? Swatch Group. They're all owned by Swatch Group. Now, people always tell me that Tissot is incredibly underrated, but it's hard to agree with them when companies like CERTINA and Mito and Hamilton exist and no one talks about them. And here's another interesting tidbit, okay? Tissot is owned by Swatch Group. What is going on? I mean, honestly, I have people writing to me daily asking me about Tissot watches, and I tell them, you know, maybe check out something different. Check out Mito. And they're like, what's a Mito? What is a Mito? The Mito Baroncelli Heritage, gorgeous. The Mito Multifort, another incredibly tough, really cool watch, but no one knows they exist. And CERTINA, okay, I have that vintage CERTINA DS2 Chronolympic, the watch that climbed Mount Everest. Such a cool history with CERTINA watches. No one knows. The CERTINA DS1 Small Seconds, a gorgeous watch with a beautiful dial. No one has one. The CERTINA DS Action Diver Powermatic 80, a ridiculously cool movement, a really, really solid sports watch. Again, no love. And Hamilton, okay? I know we talk about the Hamilton khaki field watches, but come on, the Jazzmaster? There's like 1,000 Jazzmasters. Hello? Pay attention to Hamilton. So here's my issue with Swatch Group, okay? I think they make some amazing watches, but I think they are spreading themselves too thin. I think they are quickly becoming the General Motors of the watch world. I mean, look what happened to GM, right? They had too many companies, they had too many brands, Pontiac, Saturn, Oldsmobile. They are trying to breathe life into Buick with that stupid, oh, is that a Buick campaign? But believe me, Buick is the next thing to go. But here's what I'm trying to get at, okay? Swatch Group needs to give all of their brands some time to shine. Again, they make amazing watches, but it's very clear that some of their brands are being left by the wayside. But leave me a comment, guys. What do you think about the watch companies I spoke about in this episode? Which companies do you think are underrated? And what do do you think about Swatch Group? And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope the rest of your Tuesday is amazing. Please leave me a comment. Again, I want to hear from you. And as always, I want to thank you so much for checking out the Time Teller shop. Link will be in the description below, so click that link, shop around. I add new watches and watch accessories to that store daily, so it really does help the channel out a ton when you do that. Thank you. And if you're new here, if this is your first time joining us here at the Time Teller channel, I want to say thank you so much, but why don't you go ahead and click that subscribe button. It takes 1 second and helps me out a ton. And while you're at it, you can go ahead and click that little bell icon so you do not miss an episode of the Time Teller. There's just so much more awesome content on the way, and you don't want to miss it. I'm telling you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with other watch enthusiasts, other people that you think would enjoy this. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.